Hi, my name's Carl. Welcome to the video training series. Today I'm going to create a simple template with using Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, now a template or a template image is basically a square or a rectangle. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to Insert, and then we're going to select Shapes. Okay, we're going to use just a plain rectangle, and now we'll draw the rectangle. Okay, so we have a rectangle that fills the page. Okay, so let's create a black website with white content. So now if I right click and go to fill shape, we'll make this black. Okay, done. Now we're going to insert another rectangle in here for our content, but this time we're going to put in one with rounded corners. So I select that and I just draw another rectangle and about there, and this one is for our content, so we'll make this white, so white box. Okay, now with the rectangle and the rounded corners, the little yellow diamond here, you can actually drag that to change the angle of your rounded corners. I think we might select that. Okay, now if we double click on that, on the white rectangle, we have some style shapes that come up, and if we just hover over those, which I'll just expand that, we can see that we actually have a different color outline. So let's select an orange. Okay, so now we can see we have an orange outline. Okay, if you wanted to select your own color there, if you just go to Shape, Fill, select the arrow down, and you can select a myriad of different colors that are in there. Okay, so there's lots of different examples that you can use, and if you use Shape Outline, you can actually select different colors for your outline. So I'll stay with that orange there. Okay, so now we might want to put some text in the top banner. To do that, we go to Insert, and then we add a text box. We'll just draw a text box in here for the moment. Now we go back to here, and we'll call this video training series. And if we highlight that, if we highlight the text, we can then use it very similar to Word. We can set the color, and let's make it large. We'll make it 32. Actually, make it a little bit larger. We'll go to 40, and we'll go bold. Okay, see how it's put it on two lines now? If we just expand that box out, it'll fit within that. Okay, there are other things you can do with text. So if I highlight the text and right click, we can go to Format Text Effects. Okay, so we can have a shadow. So if we set a shadow, we'll make it to this here, and we'll change the background color to a white. We'll have a look at that. Okay, it's put a slight shadow in there. A shadow is usually a lot more effective with black writing on a lighter background. But let's just try. Okay, we can also add a logo. So I'll just import a logo now. Okay, so we're going to open a couple of files, and I'll show you the difference here. So if we go to VT, which is a GIF file, GIF file, we open that and we put that in there. Now you'll notice that this actually does have a white background around it. GIF files sometimes do that. If you do have a logo from your designer, TIFF file, TIF, is a good way to go. Essentially, we just don't want a background in this one because it just doesn't look right. So if we now try and insert a TIFF file, which is this one, okay, bring that up to there. Okay, so we can see that this one doesn't actually have any background color at all. So we can make that a bit larger. Okay, we'll delete that one out. And the beauty about working with PowerPoint is that you can shuffle these things around. You can move them. You can move the boxes with the text. You can move the logo, and also you can move this box here. Now with working with PowerPoint, it is a layered file, which means you can bring things forward or send things back in a range of files. So if I right click on that, we'll go down to bring to front or bring forward. So we can move files forwards and backwards depending on where you want them. Okay, so that is just a very basic template that we've done up. Let's just bring that into the system, and we'll see how that comes out as a template. So I'll just move this up again for a moment. Okay, so now I'll save that. So I'll file, save as, desktop, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG image. Okay, JPEG format. And save. Okay, current slide only. Okay, let's bring that in and see how that looks. Okay, so we've opened up the template editor. Now we select open image, and we'll go to desktop and presentation 1. There it is. So we open that. Okay, and there we can see we have our template. So it doesn't really need cropping. It looks okay in the cropping. Now the size that that is default saved it as is around 1000 pixels. You can change those settings in there, but around 1000 pixels is pretty much what you want. It's actually come back as if I just roll this up a little bit, bottom. Dimensions 960 by 720, so it's pretty much spot on. If you do go into the properties on this, you can actually select the size that you want it to be. Okay, so we really don't need to crop it. Let's go to slice. Now, since it's black, I can't see most of the lines, so we'll just change that to red. Okay, we need to come down at that point. We don't need a background no repeat, but we will save that there. Now we'll bring this down just above the curvature, and this needs to be below the curvature, and that needs to be there, and slice over to here. We'll bring this line down. This is where a menu is going to sit. I actually want the menus to sit in the top section here. Then we'll bring the repeater down, and I'll just move the repeater all the way over here for the moment. Get that out of the way. Okay, now we'll slice that and see how that looks. Okay, we've still got our side menu, so we need to remove that. So we need to remove side menu, create slices, and check that. Okay, so they're now gone. Okay, and there is our basic template. From there we can put on background colors or a background image, and our menus are here. We do need to adjust that a little bit, so if we go back to slice, let's bring that down a touch, create slices. Okay, the menus have come down. They could probably come down even further. So essentially what I'm doing here, by moving this line down, I am moving the top menus down as well. Okay, and there they are there. We can then go to top menus, and we can actually change the menu height. So if we change that to 28, and you'll see that our sub menu now is actually starting to match up. So with a combination of adjusting your top menus and your slicing, you can actually get those menus to sit correctly on the line, and then having your sub menus in the right positions as well. With PowerPoint, look, there are a lot of options in here that you can actually use. So it's a question of going in there, having a bit of a play with it. Just be careful though, with this particular box, the content box, if you want to set, for instance, a gradient. Okay, and go close. If you set a gradient within here, don't forget your content box actually expands as your website grows. So if you put a gradient color in your content area, it is going to be very hard to slice the template correctly. I would suggest just leaving that as just a one solid color. So I'll just Control Z and go back. But you can have gradients in the top section and also down the sides, but just make sure you've got a bit of room there to have just a solid color so it repeats. Okay, so that does conclude this video training. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more.